2023 और आप सभी को हनुमान जयंती की हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं। आज हम कुछ कहानियां और मिथ्स हनुमान जी के बारे में लेके आएंगे। So we will read from this book and we'll get to know some facts about Sri Hanuman. Lord Hanuman, as he is also known as, he's known by many names. So we'll talk about two names here, Hanumant and Pavansut. These are the most popular deity. Hanumanji is the most popular Hindu deity and is seen in temples throughout India. His picture, as you all know, can be seen with Rama and Sita, and it can be found in almost every Hindu home. He is considered to be the god of power and strength, and as such is the most favored deity of wrestlers, and especially of princes and warriors. Tuesday is his sacred day of worship. In many places, his images are usually covered with a thick vermicelli mix. वो सिंदूर से लगा होता है, हमेशा एक रेड क्लॉथ में ड्रेस्ड होता है। ये सब हम जानते हैं, हमने बहुत बारी देखा है। Devotees, also dressed as monkey-headed Hindu god, march around in processions to celebrate these festivals of Dashera and of Hanuman Jayanti also. Hanumanji is the son of Vayu, the lord of wind, and Anjani, his consort. He is described in many ways. In the Ramayana, in the Mahabharata, in Agni Puran, as having a short, thick neck, a round monkey face, as red as a ruby, yellow skin, glowing like molten gold, sharp white fangs, and a mane like flowers, a tail like a banner of intermittent, so many things. And he lives in the mountains, it's believed. He's living all the time in mountains and places. He can leap very high in the air. These are the things that we have learnt many times about Sri Hanuman. Whenever we need a lot of strength, we pray to Hanumanji. So what are the myths about him? Different stories are told as to Hanumanji's birth, first of all. One states that at the time that Anjani was worshipping Lord Shiva elsewhere, Dashrath, the king of Ayodhya, was performing a yajna in order to have children. As a result, he received some sacred pudding to be shared by his 3 wives, leading to the birth of Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrughan. Now, by divine ordinance, a kite snatched a fragment of that pudding and dropped it while flying over the forest where Anjani was engaged in worship. Vayu, the Hindu god of the wind, delivered the falling pudding to the outstretched hands of Anjani, who consumed it, and thus Lord Hanuman was born. And according to many others, Lord Hanuman was born elsewhere in the famous temple by the name of Tirupati. That is Tirupati. Once Vishnu took the form of Mohini, a form of beautiful maiden, and appeared to Lord Shiva, who was in deep divine bliss. You see, so many stories about the Lord Hanuman. Now, as Shiva was sitting in this blissful moment, something happened. and in Anjani's divine ear, as she was performing a penance, she heard Lord Shiva. Hence, Hanuman is also known as Rudra Avatar, assuming that he is also the son of Shiva. Being Anjani's son, Hanuman is also known as Anjaniya, pronounced as Anjaniya, which literally means arising from Anjani. Hanuman is called, also considered to be, the incarnation or reflection of Shiva. Imagine he is known to be the reflection of Shiva. That is why, because it is said that she prayed to Shiva and Mohini and Shiva. That is because Hanumanji has come also from Shiva. Now, when Ravan tried to enter the Himalayas, the abode of Shiva, Nandi stopped him, and Ravana called Nandi a monkey. Nandi in return cursed Ravana. Monkeys would help destroy him. In the process, the word monkey along with Om Namah Shivaya hit Shiva. Now, to give respect to Lord Shiva, there are many things. These are told that Hanuman is also a part of Lord Shiva. Of Hanuman, the Ramayana says, the chief of the monkey is a perfect being. No one can equal him in learning the Shastras and in comprehending the meaning and sense of scriptures. In all sciences, in the rules of austerity, he rivals the preceptors of gods. Hanuman is the ninth author of grammar. See, there are so many kinds of myths around. Hanuman remained a celibate all his life, and he is a great devotee of Lord Ram, who loved him the best. His devotion to Rama and Sita was so great that once he tore open his chest with his claws to show the image of Ram and his wife, which were engraved in his heart. He is famous for helping Rama destroy Ravana, the 10-headed demon, and for organizing the building of a bridge from India to Sri Lanka. Now, what is the making of this legend? There are many interesting myths surrounding Lord Rama and Lord Hanuman, for that matter. We all know about these myths, but still, we will read a little about them here. अब जब वह बहुत छोटे थे, उन्होंने क्या देखा था? हनुमान जी ने, he saw the rising sun and thought it was a ripe fruit. सोचो, पका हुआ फल. He therefore jumped up to it and put the sun in his mouth. The other gods and goddesses feared that the world would perish without the sun and prevailed upon him to spit it out. When Hanuman was only 10 years old, he could lift the hills 20 miles in circumference and throw these about as if they were just stones. On another occasion, while riding along the sun one day, Hanuman's shadow fell on the sea. It was seized by a female sea monster named Surasa, a near relative of the demon king Ravana, who, in his preemptive effort to save her cousin from harm, used to drag Hanuman down into the waves and swallow his body whole. Trying to escape, Hanumanji increased his monkey shape to enormous proportions. The demoness responded by immediately stretching her mouth until it was 100 leagues Suddenly, Hanumanji reduced himself to a small size. While the monster hesitated in surprise, Hanumanji cunningly slipped out of her right ear and made his escape. Much the same happened to Hanuman again. This time, it was the mother of Rahu, a sun munching demon, who caught the monkey king by his shadow. Hanuman made himself tiny, entered the demoness's body. Then he swelled himself up violently, bursting the demoness apart. Now, there are many educations and curse surrounding Hanumanji. On ascertaining Surya, the Hindu deity of the sun, to be an all knowing teacher, Hanuman raised his body into the orbit around the sun and requested that Surya accept him as a student. But Surya refused, claiming that he always had to be on the move in his chariot. It would be impossible to learn for Hanuman to learn effectively from him. Undeterred by Surya's refusal, Hanuman enlarged his body. He placed one leg on the eastern range and other on the western range, and with his face turned towards the sun, made his request again. Please, he said. Now his teacher was very pleased and he accepted him. When Hanumanji requested Surya to quote his Guru Dakshina, that is the teacher's fees, the latter refused, saying that the pleasure of teaching one as dedicated as him was the fee in itself. But Hanumanji insisted, and Surya asked him for his help. How? By helping his son Sugriva. Hanuman's choice of Surya as his teacher is said to be signifying Surya as the karma shakshi and eternal witness of all deed. तो कर्म साक्षी बनते हैं सूर्य और हनुमान जी भी. Hanuman was mischievous in his childhood and sometimes he teased many sages. He also forgot his prowesses and recollected them only when others reminded him about it. It is hypnotized that without this curse, it was a curse for him. The sages, because he used to disturb the sages, they had cursed Hanumanji. How had they cursed him? By saying that he will forget his prowesses, and only when somebody reminds him will he be able to get them back. And he then became the perfect aid of Sri Hanumanji, Sri Hanumanji became the perfect aid of Sri Rama. He was the most faithful helper of Lord Rama in his campaign. When sent as Sri Rama's envoy, Hanuman was given a ring to convince Sita that he truly was her husband's messenger. We know all these. He reached Lanka and how he was able to make mischief in the Ashoka Van. The whole story of Ramayana comes in here, where Hanumanji fought fiercely and Rama was able to win the war. Now there is a story about Saint Tulsidas and the Mughal emperor, which is related also to Hanumanji. Saint Tulsidas had the darshan of Sri Hanuman and through his grace had the darshan of Lord Rama. The reputation of Tulsidas was not limited to Kashi alone. it spread all over North India. Many Muslims also became Tulsidas's followers and worshipped Rama. Here is a story associated with Emperor Jahangir. The fame of Tulsidas reached the ears of the Mughal Emperor Jahangir. He sent for Tulsidas. Tulsidas came to the emperor's court at Agra. The emperor asked the saint to perform some miracles. Tulsidas replied, I have no superhuman power. I know only the name of Rama. The emperor put Tulsi in prison and said, I will release you only if you show me a miracle. Tulsi then prayed to Hanumanji. Countless bands of powerful monkeys entered the royal court. They rushed into the queen's apartment and caused great havoc. The emperor was frightened and said, O saint, forgive me. I know your greatness now. He released Tulsidas immediately. Satya Sai Baba was also once distributing prasad at a function in the sun. His shadows looks like that of a monkey. That's what he saw. He saw Lord Hanuman. Lord Hanuman is said to be staying in the Himalayas. He is ever present all the time, everywhere, in our hearts, in the hearts of the deities. This deity always is there for us and never ever goes away, gives us strength, and is very easy to worship. We pray to Lord Hanuman that he gives us strength to go and do things that we desire and are able to overcome all our problems. Today we close our show here. Once again, thank you for being with us.